The government has released its latest jobs report, and data shows the number of new jobs are finally on the upswing. To tell us more about the issue, we have our Ko Roon-hee in the studio with us. Juni, let's start off by summarizing today's jobs report.
Sure. So one of the main indices included in the jobs report is the on-year increase of the number of employed. And according to Statistics Korea, the total number of employed people in May was around 27.3 million, up 259,000 on year. The increase had been under the 200,000 mark for 12 consecutive months until January, but started to improve in February. Last month's uptick was mainly due to more new jobs in the health and social work sectors, which jumped by 124,000. Analysts say this comes after the government created more public sector jobs in those fields. Jobs in accommodation and the food service sectors also saw an increase of 60,000, thanks to more foreigners visiting South Korea. And another positive sign was the employment rate among people aged 15 to 64. It marked 67.1%, the highest for the month of May since data was first compiled in 1989.
So it's good to see at least some gradual signs of recovery in the jobs market. So just looking at the number of new jobs and the employment rate, the overall situation doesn't look that bad, am I right?
Well, unfortunately, a more thorough analysis of the report shows there are negative aspects as well. So the number of jobs continues to decline on year in the manufacturing sector, which is considered South Korea's key growth engine. The number of employed people in that specific sector fell by more than 70,000 on year and has been falling on year since April last year. The manufacturing industry has been going through some problems, such as restructuring in ship and auto industries. Other analysts point to falling exports due to the slower growth of the global economy as the reason for the decline. And one of the biggest hits came from China. The latest data by the Korea Customs Service shows outbound shipments to China dropped by more than 26% on year during the first 10 days of June. So this is also related to a decrease in the number of jobs for people in their 30s and 40s in May, as many people in that age bracket work in manufacturing, and raises a red flag as people in that age range are supposed to be actively engaged in economic activities. So staying on the age topic, let's take a look at a change in number of people employed in May by age group. We can see that the number have increased a lot in the group aged 60 years and older. It jumped by 354,000, which contributed the most to the overall number of new jobs. An expert in the field explained the reason behind this trend.
The South Korean government generally tries to stimulate the economy by expansionary fiscal spending. One example is creating jobs in the public sector. And recently, many public jobs were created for people aged 60 and older because they were economically weaker than others.
So it seems like today's jobs report is sending mixed signals. Any feedback from the government so far?
Yes. So speaking to reporters, Finance Minister Hong Nam-ki said the number of newly employed shows that Korea is recovering from a slump in the job market. He also said the government will try its best to continue the trend. The ministry also pointed out that the overall unemployment rate was left unchanged at 4% in May. However, some analysts say the role of the private sector is more important than the government, so efforts to boost the company's investment should continue as well.
So it appears creating an environment where companies can boost their investments is critical at this point, and hopefully the government can play quite a big role to support that. Thank you, Juni, for that report tonight.
Thanks for having me.